Hello, I am reporter K9 coming from a crime scene on the side of the road. Roadkill has happened again. I'm speaking with Miss Buzzer, who's on the crime scene Vulture's cleanup team. Miss Buzzer, I understand that you and all of your family are a part of the cleanup crew. Why do you all choose this profession?
Well, our species of birds live off of decaying meat mostly. We use our sight while we fly high above to find our food. The roads are sometimes the best place to locate food after they have come in contact with a car. If we see turkey vultures, we know they're feasting. So then we just come in and we move them out and take over.
I speak for my fellow dogs when I say I am glad that you clean up so we don't have to. I do notice that y'all are quick to get to crime scenes too. Do you live nearby or are you assigned roads in a creek?
I'm glad to see that someone appreciates the work that we do. There are some ranchers out there that think that we eat their calves and carry diseases. As far as where we live, yes, we live nearby. You'll usually find my family flying high above rural areas and roads in rural areas. That is because we like to nest in large hollow trees, caves, abandoned buildings, or the big thicket. Vultures do not change, so once we have chosen a nesting spot, we try to return back there as much as we can.
If you do not like change, what else do you try to keep the same then?
Well, monogamous is the word for us. Once we've found a mate, like my Mr. Buzzard, we stay together forever. You'll see us with our family and our family members because we have family bonds. If you're not part of the family, we'll aggressively peck you out until you leave.
That is good to know. I will never invite myself to one of your family reunions. You mentioned a turkey vulture earlier. What is the difference between you and a turkey vulture?
Our cousins have a much better sense of smell. So they usually find the food first, but we have a great eyesight. So we look for them, or we look for an animal laying and tittering and tattering a little bit, so we know that they're about to die. And we'll swoop in when the turkey vultures are there and take their food because we, the black vultures, are also more aggressive than the turkey vultures. Another difference is that their heads are red while we are all black, hence their name turkey vultures, and hence our name the black vultures.
So I see that you are a tight knot with your families, but how are you with your children?
Usually we have one child. We'll lay 3 eggs, and usually about one will hatch. And that might be because our eggshells are thinner thanks to DDT that used to be allowed in this area, or other reasons. We're great with our kids though. We'll continue to feed them until they're 8 months old.
Wow, that is some major bonding time. Speaking of feeding, what do you eat?
Like I said earlier, we rely mostly on carrion. However, sometimes we will hunt rabbits and some other small animals if the roadkill is not in supply. You might even find us stepping into water and catching floaters or even catching a fish ourselves. If you ever drive by a landfill or a dumpster, a vulture is sure to be around depending on the location.
Another question I might ask, what is DDT?
It's a very toxic fertilizer that was being used on farms and contaminated the water which animals drank, and then when the animals died, we drank it, and now it affects our eggs. They are now 20% thinner than what they used to be.
I did not know that you would hunt too. What is the animal you hunt and eat has diseases? Would you pass them on?
From what I understand, some of the diseases will die in our stomach. But, they believe that we pass these diseases on. Guess what? There's no scientific proof of that.
That is good to know, especially since that is an issue that has been worried for many years. Aren't you glad that you have some protection from people who believe you eat their calves and spread disease?
Yes, I would have to say that the Migratory Bird Act is something that has saved our lives. Because in the early 1900s, people started killing off our species because they believed we were eating their calves, bringing diseases. Now, in order to scare or hunt us, they have to be issued a permit. Used to, the permits, they were given out easily. But now, because of the rise in complaints on our kind, they're a little harder to get.
What would you like to say to everyone who is listening in the audience?
Imagine what your roads would look like if we weren't there to clean them up. And with our cleanup crew, the crime scene vultures. Who would clean up the mess?
Thank you, and we'll get back to you, Don.